I'm about to blow. I gotta stay on my hustle, you know that I'm grinding for sure. I came up right from the bottom, now they see me chasing my goals. Now they see me on the go, yeah. Now they see me on the road. It's time to hustle, yeah, it's time to grow. I'ma shoot for the stars and we aim for the gold. It's time to hustle, yeah, it's time to grow.
Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Hustlers. I'm your host, Loss. Got my man on, Willie Warbrick, aka The Brick. What's up, G?
How's it? What's good?
Not much. How's Melbourne, brother? How's life treating you?
Yeah, life's been nuts, bro. Melbourne's been great. It's been a big, I guess, coming up to a week now. What's the day? Wednesday. Yeah, week and a bit since I've been here, so settling in pretty good.
How's your first day?
First day. Well, the first day I got onto Melbourne was actually Melbourne Cup Day, and I met my homestay family, and everyone was around.
Oh,
like all their family and friends were over, and I just moved in, and they were all there having a big barbie and stuff, and people together for Melbourne Cup and whatnot. So it was a big first day. I sort of met everyone straight away, but people I'm staying off are real awesome, mate. Like Kiwi connection too, so which was good.
So you're at homestay. So are you staying with someone connected to the club, or?
Yeah. So the family I'm staying off, their son works in, I think he's like a football operation role, like in the department there. So I'm pretty lucky I'm here with someone that sort of knows the club, been with the club for a while now. So yeah.
Oh, that's weird how they put you.
Yeah, and I think or they asked me before I came over. They asked if would I like to be with a homestay for 6 weeks, and then I thought about it. And I was like, oh yeah, I think it'll be good because I'm new to Melbourne and find my feet, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, I guess that's a good little intro there. Eh? Like, especially as the family Kiwi.
Yeah, I think the bro's old man, he's Māori, and I think the old lady's like Pākehā, Tongan.
Oh yeah, true.
So yeah, that's like Kiwi connection, but they've been living in Melbourne for a long time now, so it's sort of like locals kind of thing.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Before we start it off, I just want to make a quick shout out to our sponsor, G Arepa. Hold that up to the camera right there. Have you heard of Arepa?
No.
So it's pretty much like a no caffeine, no processed sugar, like brain drink, health drink. It's like completely healthy, and it's I can't remember the movie, but it's that movie where he takes that pill and he suddenly can, like, his brain unlocks and he can think real well. This is literally almost like the real version of that, bro. It's like scientifically proven, created by like world scientists, and it actually helps you think under your brain when it's under fatigue and stress. So it'd be perfect for you on the footy field. For someone that's
I was just thinking that right then.
Yeah, bro. Late night studying. It's word on the street is, and it's pretty 100% it's happening. The All Blacks are using it too, bro. So that's wicked. And you can click the link in the description, or you can use Hustlers20 at discount at the checkout, and you'll get 20% off your first box. So try it out. And I got a little deal with them, G, so I can actually fire you some over if you're keen to try it.
Yeah, I'll definitely be keen. I have to get my hands on some of those.
Yeah, G, hard. Before we get into your journey and stuff, G, like going back to the start, I want to talk like a little bit more about this. Obviously, massive news for you, G, signing with the Storm, Melbourne Storm. Congrats on that, bro. Like how did it come about, G?
Yeah, so I've been all started with my agent. I've been signed with an agent since 2020 March. We just got back from Vancouver, and this guy hit me up. Also got my details, and I didn't have an agent at the time, so I was just like, "Oh, there's no harm in getting one."
Yeah.
And he said, he wasn't going to take any fees off my already sevens contract. So he was just like, if there was any new gigs I was able to get to or opportunities, he will try link me up as long as I'm keen. So yeah, 2020, obviously with COVID happening and whatnot, that was a bit of a funny year. Ended up stripping up for the mighty Marlins, much to the families and back home in Te Tiko's.
Yeah, they wouldn't have liked that, eh?
Yeah, nah. But the people that needed to know, they sort of understood why, so it was all good. But yeah, 2020 was a funny year, so I didn't really get much, I guess, opportunities or, I don't know, exposure, I guess. So coming this year, 21, yeah, I don't know. I think I've had a pretty crazy year this year from what I was expecting.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, it's been a full-on year. And so we went to Oceania, right, before the Olympics, had an Oceania tournament in Townsville. And post-Townsville, we sent some clips around to different clubs, Union, League, and got a bit of interest from here and there. And then he said the Storm, like he rang me. I remember him ringing me, and we we're actually on my way to training. I got a phone call. Oh, I think he was going to see how I was going and whatnot. And he said, "Oh, hey mate, got Melbourne Storm interested keen to have a yarn to you." And I was just like, "What?" It was like on my way to like a proper sevens training, and I was just like, "Oh." And I told him right then, I was like, "Oh, no, would they be able to? Can I talk to them like post Olympics, because we just named our team?" And gratefully enough, I was privileged enough to be named on that side, and we had a big build up and whatnot. Few weeks heading into that. So I told them, "Oh, would they understand if I could ring them like post Olympics or talk to them then?" I didn't want to. My priority was Olympics, and didn't want to, sort of be just all in on that.
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, sweet, bro." At the time, I was just, I think he was saying like they were only sort of, interested to see, like, speak to me and ask about my journey and sort of see what kind of character I am and stuff like that. It was like nothing was on the table, and
Yeah.
if there was, it was probably like a development contract. And
I
then that was it. Went to the Olympics, did what we'd done there. Obviously, came up a bit short, but it's how it is sometimes. And then coming back to New Zealand, went into quarantine in Christchurch, and after a few days in quarantine, my agent rang me and said, "Oh, we've got a date for you to have a Zoom call with a guy called Paul Bunn, who was the recruitment. I think he's the head of recruitment at Storm." So had a Zoom call with him, and he just asked me about how I thought he was and what were my plans, and just sort of like, wasn't just all about rugby. It was sort of like they really like to get to know like what kind of person you are and whatnot, to see if you'll fit in with the club.
They're massive on that at Melbourne.
Yeah, definitely massive. Like even now, I can see like why. I mean, they have this quote. I think it was like, if you're a good person, if you're a good person, you're gonna have a good career, or something like. There's another quote too. I can't remember.
Yeah.
They hate a quote. Like they go to these quotes, man. And yeah, it was just talking about like they're big on character, they're big on their culture, and like they don't want any like sort of one guy who's not about it can like ruin all of that, So
yeah,
that's how the first Zoom went, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I think it went all right." And then we finished quarantine, and I was back home, and then I got a message saying, "Oh, we'll like to have another Zoom call with you," except this time it was with that same dude, Paul Bunn, the recruitment fella, and Craig Bellamy and Frank Panisi, I think, who was the manager, and obviously Craig's the coach.
Yeah.
And I was just like, holy, a little bit nervous, anxious, and
were you still going into this like unsure if they were going to throw something to you?
Yeah. There was nothing sort of like on the table. It was sort of just like, it was early stages kind of thing.
Jeez.
And so I had a yarn with them, and don't want to say what we talked about too much, but like after that, they said no, they were pretty keen to have me, and my agent and dealt with the people there, and went from sort of like semi-interested into a full-time contract was on the table, and it was just like the opportunity was too good to ignore. Like it took me a long time to sort of decide. I think once I found out, they were definitely keen. I think I probably spent a month to almost 2 months on just like whether or not I was going to sign it or not.
What was
it was like a lot,
like family support around and that, or?
Yeah, the first thing was like, obviously if I was to sign, I was going to move to Australia, so I'll be away from family and my closest mates and away from home, and then the second was like Sevens. Sevens were keen to still have me, and there's a lot of there's a few things. Yeah. Goes a bit deeper than that, but
Yeah.
I think it was just like, we just fell short at Olympics, and then there was a few of us that were hoping stick around to the next, and hopefully
of course.
get the gold then, and now there's new opportunities here, and now I'm sort of stuck between this and that, and then family moving away. But in the end, I was just like, it's like, this is the powerhouse of the NRL, like,
Oh, yeah.
one of the most dominant clubs in the game, like. And I think after I spoke with Craig, we spoke about like our journeys and a bit of life, and then mentioned a bit of the football, and he gave me the confidence, in myself to make the transition as well, like make that change.
Yeah.
I pretty much told him, he asked me straight up, like on the spot, he was just like, do you think you're capable of playing NRL? And I was like, damn. And then I was just like, yeah, I do. I think I can. And then he said the same thing. He's like, oh, we think you can too. But then at the same time, he's like, oh, it's going to take hard work. It's going to test you.
Yeah.
But he said, he just said, you got the potential, So
What was he?
He's actually really cool. Obviously, I haven't met him in person yet. He doesn't come until next week, I think, the coaches.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so they haven't come in yet, so I haven't actually had a meet him in person. But in terms of like what we spoke about and like just listening to him talk, man, you can see why he's got like why he's the coach he is.
Yeah.
He's actually a really cool dude, compared to like what you see on TV, like the tents, nah.
Were you intimidated?
Oh, it was, bro. I was anxious as I was just like, oh, here we go. He's gonna. So it goes, and then once I started talking to him, I was like, man, this guy's actually a really good man. He's like a good man, but he's straight up.
Yeah.
Actually, straight up. He knows what he's talking about. Knows what he wants. But
Yeah.
he's a good dude.
So then, okay, you pretty much decided you wanted to go, and then the whole move.
No, I had a few phone calls with Sevens and friends, family, mum and dad, and my sister were pretty big during the process. I was talking to them. Mum and dad were excited for me. They thought I should they said, oh, it's pretty, this is probably something they'll come once around, so you should take it while it's there, kind of thing. And
Yeah.
it's exciting. And I guess with COVID too right now, I think that was a big factor in why I signed, was COVID.
Yeah.
With traveling to different countries and another country, sort of NRL is sort of just based in Australia or New Zealand.
True.
So there's a bit more stability with like playing and games and whatnot. With Sevens is back on, I guess, but with New Zealand, we don't know. It's not as simple, I guess, for our country compared to others. So
yeah, if COVID hadn't existed, would that have potentially changed your mind?
Yeah, I don't know. COVID's sort of been a blessing in disguise too, because it delayed the Olympics by a year, which gave me time to work on my craft. So I've thought about all of these. I was just like, man, if there wasn't COVID at the same time there was, I probably would have not went to the Olympics. Might not got an offer from the Storm.
Hindsight.
Yeah,
that's a cool thing, but it's a fuckload of things too. How was your
yeah, exactly.
How was your first day rock up? Would you did you just get fucking
first day training?
Yeah, G, yeah.
Oh, we got chucked in the yo-yo, bro, and like it was funny because all these fellas like, oh, Sevens players should be fit and blah blah blah. I'm just thinking in the back of my head, I was like, man, I was barely fit at Sevens. So I was coming in, like I've been doing the work too. Like, don't get me wrong, I've been doing the work back home, like running, gym, whatnot. But like when we had our first day of like testing or whatnot, it was like 1 week since I ran because, well, this is another story. They were telling me there's no flights out of New Zealand until 1st of December, but there was this chartered flight on the 1st of November. And I was just like, oh, yeah. But it was starting to sound unlikely to get on that flight. And then on the Friday, what was it, last Friday, they just rang me up and was like, hey, bro, how's it going? Yeah, good, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, yeah, we got you a flight for Monday. And I was just like, what? He was like, yeah, we got you a plane ticket for November 1st now. And I was getting ready to leave on December the 1st. So I was just like, oh, all right.
Shit.
So that whole weekend I spent running around. Like I had to get like COVID test and like forms signed and pack my bags, catch up with family, like just quickly see family and say I'm off now. Parents drove me down to Wellington on a Sunday. Flew out Monday. Yeah.
Oh, you had to
So
drive.
it was a big old.
Horse, yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Well, that's where the charter flight was going from, and it was I would just drive down, which was they didn't mind that, which was good. So yeah, I managed to scram on this flight, which was good to allow me to get to pre-season on time. I wouldn't have missed a whole block.
Yeah, true. Also,
And then I finally got here and just got flogged in testing.
Yeah, I was gonna say it probably would have been all good to miss the first month.
Yeah.
I would have been stoked to turn up after all testing. Oh, yo, just rocking first of December.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
And then same time. Oh no, commento. This is to say that no, I didn't live up to that sevens hype in the yo-yo, bro.
Ah, come on, bro. What'd you get? What'd you get?
I don't know. I actually can't remember. Like,
Oh, bullshit, bro. Give me that. What did the Melbourne Storm's latest winger get?
Oh, I don't know. 16, bro.
Actual?
Yeah, I think the highest was like 18. I don't know if I should be saying these numbers there, but other fellas.
Nah, it's just not like it is what it is. But like, you
But
know,
at the same time, like,
do you do yo-yos back at for sevens?
nah, I haven't done any
Other thing,
yo-yos
eh?
since school.
Yeah, it's a change to Broncos over here, eh? There's like, there
Yeah,
isn't really any yo-yos anymore.
no, yeah, I think yo-yo is probably more suited for the game too in terms of testing.
Yeah,
Maybe, I'm not sure.
I would agree. Did you still like?
We didn't do any gym testing as well. It was sort of just yo-yo and then just into it.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
It'll probably come though. Probably comes.
yeah. Oh, but I can just tell you, like, I've spent a weekend. I've done like some of the trainings I've done. Like, you can understand why these fellas are built different here.
Yeah, true.
Like the Storm, like you can see where the success comes from. Like their standards, bro. It's just good people too. Like everyone around the club, like trainers, people in the office, like great people.
Yeah.
And then like when it's time to train, it's time to train. Like there's no, we're allowed to swear.
Yeah.
Like BS. There's no like absolutely no BS, no shortcuts, no cheating.
Ask me if you're allowed to swear and then say BS when I said yes.
Yeah. No, keep it safe, bro. PG.
What like your first day? Like you came in. What yo-yo was first up? What did like the rest of the day sort of look like?
Yeah, we came in, had a little meeting. It wasn't too much, just sort of about what the yo-yo was for, which is like they just said they just wanted to just find out where we're at, just so we got something to measure against. I guess post Christmas, I think we do it again.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just to sort of see everyone's at, start getting an understanding of each athlete. Even in the gym, like we're just doing our weights, but like they're like taking things down. They're seeing what you're good at, what your weaknesses are, what you need to work on. A lot of speed stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So first day we had a meeting, yo-yo, and then after yo-yo we had a gym session. Can already tell like the gym session's way different to sevens. They like more volume,
Sure.
just intense. Like there's more lifting, more volume. Yeah.
Are they quite fit, G? Like compared to sevens, because sevens is a real like fitness based sport. What's NRL like Storm?
It's still kind of early to tell now, but I can tell like the Storm, like there's a big emphasis on having fit players, fellas that can go all day. They do a lot of emphasis on running.
Yeah.
So like one day will be a speed session. We got like a guy that takes us through our speed drilling, sprinting, like just building running capacity. So I think it's going to be a big thing for me is like build a bigger running capacity, because for sevens you just got to be able to repeat that high effort, but league it's more just like, I don't know, like 80 minutes of it kind of thing, if you know what I mean, coming from 40 minutes to 80. So there's more volume, like the running, like MAS, we just do like blocks of MAS.
Ouch. That's in my league.
So I'm expecting that yo-yo score to go up next time I do it, but
that's the one.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just, yeah, we do these wrestling sessions too.
They're massive in that A-League.
Bruh, it's one of the hardest trainings I've ever done. I'm no word of a lie.
Really?
One of the first wrestling session I've done, yeah, it was nuts, bro. It was, and
Wrestling?
I'm not the only one that said that too. Yeah, so it was like, I don't know, it was like wrestling / punishment, bro. It was fun. It gives me nightmares. I got wrestling on Friday as well.
Oh shit.
But like there's a bit of techie to it, like technique that goes into like the way they defend.
Yeah.
Sort of, how to manipulate the body so you get them on the ground or hold them up to buy time, sort of thing. Stuff like that. So we do like 15 minutes of that, and then another 45 is just like these drills, bro. It can break you. You just gotta stick it out. It's tough. Yeah. So wrestling, gym, running. That's all we've been doing lately. And then I think we start doing more football stuff in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So the main focus now is like physical conditioning.
Yeah, of course, preseason, eh? Are they looking at you as, or you probably don't know yet, but like winger?
Yeah, I say it right now. Like, yeah, a lot of people have been asking me, and like, winger is probably where I'm being, obviously, for me right now. But at the same time, I don't know, it could change. I guess once I have a sit down and yarn with the coaches, or they might see something, see a different position for me to play it.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of keeping my options open, but I think right now will be winger.
Well, you've got
be easier for me to transition to.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably the easiest, but you've like your skill set and your like build and shit. Like you could play almost anywhere on the field.
Yeah, might be at prop, bro, running off the back fence.
Bro, actual running there for feeder. Laters.
Yeah, footwork.
All right, let's go back a little bit. Let's talk about the brick before he became a NRL player. Talk to me about like your upbringing, G, where you grew up in that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I was raised in Kawerau, bro. Small town in Bay of Plenty. Kawerau hard. Raised there my whole life. Went to primary there, intermediate Whakatane, and for some reason at that age, I was like, man, I want to move out of mum and dad's house and go to the hostel. So I went to Little Boys.
Oh yeah.
And with the ambitions of trying to, Roaders Boys was a popular rugby school in the area, as you probably know, between Roaders and Tauranga. And also coming out of Kawerau, like I had heaps of little ambitions and goals. I thought, Roaders Boys would be the place for me. So I went there for 5 years. Didn't even play first 15. Couldn't make it. Never played first 15. Sometimes got game time off the bench for seconds. And like,
Bro.
I was alright at rugby, but there was just like at that time, bro, there was this fellas better at me. That's how our first 15 was pretty stacked too. My last year, that was the year they won.
Oh,
15, yeah.
I played.
That's pretty stacked, but even yeah. I think I was giving you a mouthful on the sideline, bro.
Bro, I got more than one mouthful from the sideline, G. Holy.
That would have been our lot for us. Would have been our lot, but yeah, no. Tried to play sevens, but yeah, my footy career at Roaders was pretty lackluster, to be honest.
Yeah.
But still though, like I done pretty well for my schoolwork and other areas of school, and at the same time learnt a lot looking back at it. So yeah, went to school there, went to Waikato Uni for half a semester.
Yeah.
Studying engineering and was playing. Well, sorry, in my last year of high school, I started playing league because I couldn't play rugby at school.
Oh wow.
I played league, and then that was actually pretty good. Playing league for a year, and then this AFL dude from New Zealand seen me, and then he was just like, "Come play AFL. Some opportunities to get in Aussie, selling the dream." So I played AFL in that summer, and then between 2015 and 2016, and after that I was just like, no, New Zealand.
Oh yeah.
And I sort of like made like the New Zealand under 18s and like this men's team and stuff, which was still cool. Actually came over to Melbourne and played a game. I think we played a game against a club team here and lost.
Oh, true.
But like we went to like some pretty cool facilities and met with some like St Kilda people, which is a club here, St Kilda AFL club. and they were like having yarns to me and stuff. But at the end of the day, it didn't really, didn't work out.
Yeah.
And then I was studying 2016, and then halfway the year, I was just over it, bro. I had some mental stuff come up, and at the time, it was just best to move back home. And mum and dad and my nan picked me up, and moved all my stuff back. Went back to Kawerau and wasted a half a year doing nothing.
Yeah.
2017, picked up a job. Did a little course in Kawerau actually, Tawananga, and my mates back home, which you'll probably know one of them, Asa. It's Midas. The boys, they were like, bro, what are you up to? Come play rugby for Texas. And I was just like, I'm over sports right now. I don't want to. I was miserable, bro. I don't want to do anything. And I was like, nah, it's good bunch of fellas. Only hard thing about playing for Texas is learning how to drink like them. So went to my first training, bro, and then I loved it. Like I found that spark again, because I sort of lost that fire for sports, bro. Trying to play rugby and cricket, didn't crack it. Tried to play league and cricket, and didn't crack it. And then AFL, it was not going to go anywhere, and we were playing in Auckland, so like that fire for sport, playing competitively sort of went away. So I went back to Texas, and then I sort of like reminded myself why I love playing rugby, just playing with your mates locally, having beers afterwards. So 2017 was sort of like a new chapter, I guess.
You know what's crazy?
Played.
Is that like you thought that what age were you then when you were like, I'm over rugby?
Bro, I was only like 18, turning 19.
You know how fucked up that is that like the kids and younger fellas in our country are like, you got to crack it at like this certain age, and if you don't, you feel like you're never gonna crack it, bro. You're just getting started.
I feel like most of the stories or people you see that sort of cracking it, it's like it's all kind of common now. Like it's a common pathway. You like do well at high school, and you're into a system, straight out of high school kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is still a good pathway. Like, don't get me wrong, it's ideal. But at the same time, like looking back at mine, that's why I think a few people sort of like my journey, because it's a different one, sort of like a weird. It's all over the show, really.
Yeah. So you went back to Texas?
Played a season with Texas, and it was a great year. Ended up winning our local division competition, and fellas I met that year, some of my best friends now, and I'm close with. And now mum and dad only live like 1 minute, 2 minutes down the road from the rugby club now. Moved out of Kawerau into the country, so it's sort of like my new home kind of thing. Played the year at Texas. The following year, had another season, was working, got a job, which was good. It was a good little career. And then, sort of towards the end of 2018, I was just playing rugby for the sake of it. And then this ad popped up on Facebook for Red Bull. And I had a look at it, and my parents seen it too, but they didn't say anything about it. And I was like, oh, yeah, maybe. And then I thought I'd like apply online, like fill this form out and apply. So I applied for it. Didn't hear back for like months, bro. I was like, oh, Ratchet didn't get the cut, or I must not got selected. Then a month out, bro, they got a reply saying, oh yeah, you've been selected or whatnot out of 96 athletes or something.
It was
I think it was in November. Huh?
It was like I had it like sort of put down for it to talk about Ignite. That was like would you say that was your starting point? Like that was where you were like, you kicked off?
That was sort of like, exactly. Yeah, no, for sure. That was sort of like my, I don't know, like maybe the attention I needed, like the platform I needed to sort of like show who I was, or like my second chance almost kind of thing, or first chance. I don't know how you put it, but ended up going there and doing all right. Honestly, the night before, I didn't want to go. I told my parents, I was like, oh, I can't be stuffed going. Like, I felt like I wasn't ready for that level. I heard like all these high school, like, these high school stars were going and like all these big names. I was like, I'm just a Māori kid from Kawerau that's just working 9 to 5 on fitting sprinklers and then doing a zone training program at home. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get embarrassed because it was on TV too. So it'll be my first time playing on TV. And I was just like, oh, no.
I remember
I was like,
watching, remember we were like, because you were like playing for the Bay Sevens, remember? And
yeah. I was training.
Come out of it.
Yeah, well, the reason I put it at Bay is my knees were playing up, bro. I don't know if you remember, my patella tendons were like actual just giving me pain. And then like I was just like, oh, do I want to have a break from sevens over summer so I can have my body will be healthy for 15s because my head, my opportunity was trying to make the steamers.
Yeah.
And that was my goal. But I didn't think I was going to go anywhere fast sevens, and that was the reason why I didn't want to go to Red Bull. And the one before we actually travelled up, I was like, I think a couple of days beforehand, I pulled out of the Bay Sevens wider squad, and I was like going to pull out of this competition. Then my parents are like, no, just go for a week, and then you can enjoy your break, enjoy summer. Just forget about sports for a bit. And I was like, sweet. Next minute, go there and end up getting the development training camps and a training program right through summer. I'm like, it's the opposite.
Oh, grateful.
Yeah, grateful way. Simple things, bro. But yeah, that was a big change in like the path or the direction I was heading in of my life. I think that sort of gave me, set me on a path to where I sort of had to make the most of it. Development, and then All Black Sevens development teams, and then from there getting called into the top squad for like training week here and there, and then finally getting an offer to come in for a whole preseason in 2019.
Wicked.
It was crazy. It happened pretty quick now. I look back.
Yeah, it did. It's got like end of 2018 was like that was when thing was
Red Bull. Yeah,
Red Bull.
Yeah, and then the start of 2019, I was playing for the development side, which was like we had a tournament March, and then I think August, I was training pretty much full time with the top team. So
it's like 3 years.
It was a drastic change in my lifestyle, that's for sure.
You talked heaps there about which I reckon is so massive at the moment. Sharan, you know Sharan Matui?
Yep. Oh, I don't know him personally, but I know I know of him. I actually watched a little video of him the other day.
Oh yeah. So he's doing good things with his potty, and he's talking about mental health and all that sort of talked a bit about it there. It'd be good for you to jump on there, I reckon, like so you can dabble into it more. But you sort of talked about a lot of like self-doubt, which he likes to talk about a lot, which is very true. Like you're like, oh, I don't want to go all these young fellas, like I'm not good enough, all these high school stars, and young Kiwis, like we talk ourselves out of things, like we think we talk ourselves down. We always make ourselves think that we're not as good as we are. I reckon it leads to a lot of careers ending and a lot of players not to their full potential.
Sort of just closing the door on yourself, really, aren't you?
Yeah, 100%.
That's sort of what you're pretty much doing. You're just, talking about getting to the door, getting there or whatnot. I mean, really, you're just sort of shutting it on yourself. That's how I felt. Like, I've had like my fair share of mental health battles and whatnot, and still sort of learning how to speak about it now. And it's ongoing. Something I've learned is like it doesn't just go away. Like it might go dormant for a while, but then it'll creep in again. So you just learn how to deal with it. But
you want to open up about
then when I was younger? Yeah, I wouldn't mind speaking about it now. But like back then, I was young. Like that was the first time I experienced it. Didn't know how to cope with it. I know people that have unfortunately aren't with us now, and it's a problem for sure. But
yeah,
I think when you're young and I know the word, like when you're young and it doesn't go your way. You just don't know how to deal with it. I think when you got mental health problems, I think with me, you just bottle it up a lot, or it just eats you up inside. But you don't like identify as mental health problems. You just think, oh, I just feel like shit because I don't make the team. But really, you just got something going on there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I watched the video and how do you say his name?
Sharan.
Sharan.
Yeah.
Watched the video and he talked about how the fire gets dimmer or like it starts like, I know exactly how that feels, you know?
Yeah.
Not just with footy, but like in life, bro. Life, you just sort of like, it's pretty, yeah, it's not just a sports thing for me. I think it's a life thing. Sometimes you start losing that fire or you start losing a bit of purpose. And as soon as it starts getting a bit dimmer, starts to get dimmer quicker, you know what I mean? It starts like building up. It'll consume you straight away. So
Very
it's
100.
out there, especially coming from home. You know, I guess like Kawerau, I know plenty of people that fall in. There's like I call it the trap. There's a trap back home you just fall into, bro. There's not much opportunities, you know. If you don't really know what's out there, the only thing you got for you back home is sort of either, you know, the mob or the mill or forestry. You know, there's not much. I don't know, like pathways, opportunities for some people don't see it. You know, they just see what's around them, what they know.
Yeah.
I think that's why people start falling into that trap back at home, you know, and then there's mental health issues or start abusing things they're not meant to be.
You know what it's gonna take, bro? Is it's gonna take guys like you now,
Yeah,
now through that to talk about it more openly as well. Like for these our younger generations to listen, eh? Like you can go back and you can share your story and you can tell people that, because I'm mess, bro. I'm 100% with you, G. Like I've had my fair share of that stuff. Like I've
yeah,
fully lost the flame for footy, G. Got it back a bit, but like I know exactly what you're saying. But there, in terms of like Kawerau being like a real small town, not a lot of opportunities coming out of there. I can always just see like one mentor coming back, G, that's made it like and changes so many lives, bro. Is that something that you would look at doing, like moving forward?
yeah. No, for sure, bro. It's for sure. It's something I'm still sort of comprehend now. Is sort of like, oh, I had an issue when I came back from the Olympics, bro, because like it was just everyone was sort of like, I don't know, like real proud of me, and it was like all this attention, which was like great, but at the same time, I was like, I remember telling my mum and dad, I was like, fuck, I don't want to be known as the Olympian or the All Black Sevens player. I just want to be known as just, you know, just Willie, you know. Like I just want to be able to come back home and just be that same kid that was there beforehand, but now, like, understand, like I sort of got like a responsibility now, or I guess opportunity to be a role model for those people. Like some of those kids back home, like see me as, as they follow on TV or whatnot. So I'm still getting used to it, bro. Like I told it sort of actually messed me up a bit because I didn't want to. I felt like I wasn't ready to take that on because I was, getting requested to come to schools and speak at schools, and I was like, wow, I just want to go with the bros and go to the pub and get on it and whatnot, and then then I find my sister. She's just like, oh, you're sort of like your life's sort of different now because people see you as this person. It's for a good reason. So I think like not just Kawerau, like Texas, Maratai, Kim Whakatane, like all that Eastern Bay Area, Opo. And that's not just me too. There's like, there's Stacey, there's Naruhi, there's Dylan, these Sevens players, Hayden Wild, Lisa Carrington, like all these people there, like Olympians, like sort of like examples in the flesh, that you can like do all these crazy things. So to answer your question, like I actually wrote it down in my book as one of my goals. Is like, I don't know, like it'd be cool like to set up like a thing where I can go back home and run something, or like actually go to Kawerau itself like in a week for like a week or something and just do something with the kids or community. Not like one of those say he's from there and not go back. Like I'll actually go back there and do something, but there's something to do down the track. And I'll probably have to like work with a group of people to run, but yeah. for sure.
Nah, that'd be wicked, bro. I'm excited to see it because you it sounds like you've done all this shit, bro. Like it sounds like you're right down your career, but fuck, bro, you're just getting started, G. Like you're literally at the start of this is where things are gonna really blossom for you, bro. So I'm excited to see what you're gonna do over the next 10 years or more in this space,
Yeah,
G. Um, I'm keen if you're keen to link you up with Sharana, jump on his podcast maybe to talk about that mental health stuff a bit more, bro. Because I think he's good.
yeah,
He's sharing a good I guess message, and just needs more people like yourself that are out there and open to talk about that sort of thing. Because I think it's fucking
yeah.
key.
No, I think it'll be good, to share the message, but I think it will also be good for me, start, sharing my actual story, the real
Yeah,
story. So as you say, you link it up, suss it out, and I wouldn't mind.
that'd be
It's all
perfect.
good.
Let's talk about your journey in AB7. So like you were sort of in there training full time, and then you kind of moved into when was your first tournament in that?
Yeah, so 2019, August, I was still on a training contract, like a train and replace contract or whatnot. For preseason, I think they just wanted to see how I'll go for preseason. And at the end of that, I think October, start of November, I signed my contract. And it wasn't as smooth as I would like it to go. I started getting like a stress reaction in my legs, man. Me and injuries, bro, is like the complete combo, I tell you. But got like a stress reaction. I think it was just from the preseason, like my body. You got to remember I was coming from like just working a 9 to 5,
Yeah,
gymming here, running there. So like I think my body didn't adapt well to training full time, being on a proper program or whatnot. So it
yeah,
was a change in lifestyle and a lot of lessons. But my first tournament was at Oceania in Fiji, 2019, and that was the first time I ever put on, a black rugby jersey, and it was pretty emotional. And my mum and dad were there, which was awesome.
fuck me.
And we played some cool games there and played against the Giants. I'll never forget that game against Fiji, bro. I had the adrenaline of doom, like I was pumped out of my mind, and then scared. Then lined up in the tunnel, you looking across you, it's like, holy heck, you're tackling these fellas soon. But I think I held my own in that game, and we just went down. It was an unreal game, but like just playing against them was something else, bro.
Yeah,
They just offload everything, run 100 meters. Everyone can goosey and step. So that was my first experience of like elite rugby sevens, was
bro,
playing against Fiji at that tournament.
what an
In
experience.
Fiji,
Up, G, in Fiji.
yeah,
It's
in
arguably
Fiji,
the best sevens team in the world, bro.
yeah. So that was my first experience there. But then after that tournament, like I came back with a lot of confidence. I was like, maybe I can like play at this level now. So I
Yeah,
think my next was went on tour to Dubai and Cape Town. Went over to Dubai as 14th man, and then I think Sione Molia got injured and was activated as 13th man at Cape Town, which means like I could only play if there was an injury. And then Sam Dixon got injured in the quarters, and then you wouldn't believe it, Sam Dixon got injured in the quarters, and I just knew I seen him, and I was hoping he wouldn't get injured. Like I don't want to get wished upon any of my teammates to get injured, but when it happened, he's like, "Damn, I'm playing now." And this is in Cape Town, bro, where the stadium's sold out. Like I think might be like 50,000 people.
oh
I'm
shit.
playing at like Texas to maybe 50,000 people, and I was just like, what? And then because we won the quarters, our next game was a semi-final against Fiji.
Oh shit.
And I was honestly sacking it, bro. I was just like, no way I'm gonna potentially make my debut against Fiji in a semi-final in a packed out Cape Town crowd.
Fuck, that's picturesque,
Yeah,
bro.
bro, it was just like throw you into the deep water and just figure out how to swim, bro. But no, the boys are on to that tournament. Luckily for me, the lads were able to sort of start off strong, and it wasn't like one of those battles like close games. There was sort of like a dominant performance from us. And then I got on with 50 seconds left for one liner and one scrum, and that was my debut. Game was over, and I was just like, "Yep, I'll take that."
100 G. Did you just make the?
But yeah, we made the final. One beat Fiji and played South Africa in the final in South Africa.
God.
Which was probably one of my highlights, man. Like, we did the national anthems before our game, and then like South African national anthem came on, and like the whole stadium was singing, bro. It was like nuts. Like, I was in awe of it. I was just like, fuck. Like, you sort of forget you're playing rugby. Like, just look around, and it's just like crazy.
Yeah.
And then like it's finished, and you're like, oh, we got a game to play now. So I was sitting on the bench. The boys were playing. I think we ended up winning 7-5. I didn't end up getting on, but that was all good. I was like, sweet as long as we won. Came back home, and yeah, had a Christmas break. Blah blah blah, and came back, and then Hamilton didn't play Hamilton or Sydney, and then sort of got my first proper like tour experience. We got named to LA and Vancouver.
Yeah.
And the coach Clark told me, he's like, you fellas are going to get game time here, or you young fellas, there's a chance for you to play. And I played in LA, which was unreal. Got some like good minutes, played against some pretty tough teams like England, Australia, South Africa, and then Vancouver. And ended up winning Vancouver, and then coming straight back home to a lockdown. So that was pretty much my sevens career early on until this year.
Yeah, true. That's
playing,
a lot stopped.
Yeah, well, after Vancouver, we had lockdown, and after that, I sort of just went back to club rugby. Played alongside yourself, and I was just a free soul then. Then we started back up.
Yeah.
And it was quite hard, sort of, end of 2020, start of this year, finding that fire again, because, well, not fire, but like just that something to look forward to because of the uncertainty with tournaments getting cancelled, postponed. We had that Red Bull comp at Mount Maunganui, which I thought was pretty cool. And then a break over, had the Christmas break and came back for, I can't even remember what we played when we came back. We had these Auckland games against Australia 6 times, Oceania. Oh, Wellington, we went to Wellington. Played against each other and against like the Samoans, Barbarians, and stuff like that.
That looked cool though.
They had all these like little tournaments, but once you played World Series, you was like, man, that's where you want to be playing at. So
yeah, that's niggly, bro. Oh, I wonder when it's all.
Yeah, it was niggly. And saying that, like, big ups to the people that were organising those tournaments too, because it's not easy. Like last minute plans, making things happen. So they've done well. We've done well with what we had.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Like it would have been interesting to be a part of, but it wouldn't. It's not your ideal, bro. It's not where you want to be.
Not an ideal season kind of thing, especially when you're trying to like, I guess you're sort of wanting more game time, and I guess the best to sort of stamp your mark. That's why I had my goals for this year, and then luckily I think I was still able to do that a bit. So
mean. What now you're with Melbourne, what sort of contract are you sitting on? You on like a 1-2 years?
What? Yeah. So I've signed a 2-year deal. And I told you when they looked at me for the development contract when I first spoke to them, and then they came back to me. They had a contract for me to join the the 30-man squad. So I'm actually in the NRL, like the squad.
Yeah.
Top squad. It's nuts, bro. I got like a locker here with my name on it. Next to like fellas like across from me is like Brandon Smith and Cam Munster. All those dudes, bro. It's nuts.
What's it like being around those guys, bro?
What's that? Sorry.
What's it like being around those guys, like Cheese and?
Oh, they haven't come in yet. So the boys that sort of just finished up last season, like actually played, they come in a few weeks' time, December. So they're still on their break. So the boys that are now are sort of the new, young rookies.
Right.
So we start earlier, get our basis, find our like build on our fitness base and whatnot. Xavier coaches him.
Yeah.
He's a big boy. Good man.
Good fella.
You can tell he's a freak. But yeah, great fella, bro. Good lad.
What's his actual?
He's always laughing. How what?
How old is he? He's young, eh?
Bro, he's only 20. Turns 21 next year. So he's young. I
Oh
just looked at him, I
my,
was like, bro,
oh my
you've got a big career ahead of you.
20.
He's played State of Origin, bro.
Oh, that is fucked up, bro.
Yeah, I was just like, bro, when I was your age, I don't know what I was up to. Literally didn't know what I was up to. But nah, good fellas, man.
Did any other teams offer you?
Yeah, my agent, I think he was sort of getting. I'm not too sure. I think I have to be careful. I don't want to like spark rumors, but there was a couple other NRL teams maybe that sort of like, they would want to talk to me. There was no offers, but
Yeah.
they said they were interested in Yarn or whatnot, and even Union. But yeah, in the day, we had a talk with Storm, and they were probably more serious, and yeah,
Did any
ended up there.
clubs reach out to you?
Pardon?
Super rugby clubs?
Yeah, I'm not sure about New Zealand. I'm not sure if in here, but my agent's actually Australian, bro. So he had all the contacts over here. Yeah.
Right.
But, yeah, I think he had a couple over here too that were sort of interested, but I think they got a rule about international players or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, once we sort of heard about Storm, we sort of just, we started focusing on that pathway more instead of the other clubs kind of thing.
Yeah. No, I mean, we'll better bump into a bit of a Q&A, bro. You got a few questions through. What's your KFC order?
Is it a Zinger box?
Ooh, yeah, okay. Then tell me that's all you're getting.
That's all I'm getting for now after that yo-yo, bro. That's all I'm getting. There's a few more, but they can wait.
What's your favorite food?
Favorite food? I don't know, barbecue, hangi, boil up.
Yeah, which one? What would you say is your favorite?
Fruit.
Just about that that home
Kiwi, bro.
meal. Yeah.
Home meals, yeah.
Do you like seafood?
Yeah, seafood, but yeah. I'm like a late bloomer of seafood, to be honest. I only started getting into it now.
Oh yeah. Have to around Joey and Maruhi and that.
Oh, bro, those guys, man. Always jealous of their feeds.
Goodness for days and craze. Oh yeah. What was the process? Or what was the thought process to go from sevens to NRL?
That's a good question. Damn. Opportunity.
Yeah, 100
stability. Those two.
Opportunity, bro. Lifetime. NRL's hissing, bro. They're this looks like such a cool thing to be a part of. Someone said, have you shown the Storm your stretch session from back home?
I know you've done that. No, I haven't.
I want to hear about the stretch session.
No, it's just that's one of the boys back home when we get on the beers. No. It's literally it's nothing funny. It's literally a stretch session when we drink. Like before we drink, or we have like a big night ahead, we actually go for a proper stretch session. Like we all all the boys circle up, no word of a lie. Just like warm up before we drink. I don't know why. We've done some weird things, weird times, bro.
Oh, we're taking on to that. Are you the best drinker out of your mates?
Ooh, no. Most improved for sure, though. I'll take that award.
Nice. Biggest sacrifice you've made to be where you are now?
Damn. Biggest sacrifice I've made to be where I am.
Be a few in there.
Yeah, what's the biggest? In terms of like being in the Storm, or like just like getting to a professional athlete kind of life? Like,
I would say
there?
professional athlete. Storm would be what
Yeah,
you're moving away from home, or
yeah, moving away from home, but like to get to where I am, bro, just missing out on things. Like I missed out on my own birthday. You just, time. You sacrifice a lot of time.
yeah, that's a good answer. Time. So, best memories from junior athletics. Any good ribbon day stories?
Bro, who is asking these questions, bro? Some inside ribbon day stories. Probably having a baraka after my running. I don't know. But that's a few years back.
Your goals for 2022.
Yeah. I got a few, but I think my main will probably I want to try to get a first cape next year.
Yeah.
Actually, there's no point on like why not? So definitely be able to get a first grade debut. That's one of my goals.
Have to. Definitely gonna get one, G. What's the gym numbers like?
The what?
Your gym numbers.
Oh, not sure. We haven't really
Go
done
through
any PBs, eh?
Go through the basics and roughly like what you kind of said. Or your PBs. Bench.
Bench 160, I think.
Jesus.
So yeah.
That's pretty much my
Not
squat.
right now. Yeah, I haven't done that in a long time, and I think my squat's like 190. No, 185.
It's 160, 185. What else is a main one? Clean?
Just a straight clean's probably 125, maybe 120,
Okay.
125. Yeah.
Guns?
What?
It'll be you, bro. Guns. Yeah, I'll do 60s.
Nah, brotherhood. I was trying to do a lot of guns too, but it doesn't seem to work, bro. Long arms.
Which rugby club? We know which rugby club. How's pre-season?
Pre-season, like I've only done like equivalent of a week of pre-season, but I can already tell you, like, best way I can describe it is I know why these fellas are built different, bro.
Yeah.
Like, for real. Just the way that they have a quote, actually. It's a pretty cool quote. You have a successful season after a successful pre-season.
Is that the
That's
one
their
you were
quote.
trying to think of before, or no?
Nah, it was different. There's another one, but like, yeah, there's like, you only have a successful season off the back of a great pre-season or something like that.
Okay, it's pretty true, actually.
Real big on it. They pride themselves on hard work, brother. So
You can see that, eh? What do you like so far about living in Burn City? Burn City, Melbourne, or I'm assuming?
yeah, I've never heard that before.
Oh yeah.
I just learned something new. Oh, bro, this place is huge, eh? I feel like there's so much to do in terms of like restaurants, like nightlife as well. But then at the same time, they got so much things here, like league, AFL,
Yeah.
A-League soccer, probably basketball as well. They get the Australian Open here in terms of tennis, Formula One.
Oh my god.
Like the city's like and I'm very lucky because I've arrived just when they've got out of lockdown too. Like a week after because they've been in like the longest lockdown. So
Yeah, right.
the city's starting to come back to life now. So
Aren't you
but
guys
it's pretty.
don't you train at the same field as like a few of the teams?
Yeah. So the facilities that where we are, there's an AFL team and a soccer team there. So
Fuck.
and then across the road is another AFL team. So it's just like, yeah,
Jesus.
unreal.
Why do they call you Llama?
I don't know. I think I got a haircut one day, bro. I went to a club training and one of the boys, I don't know what, he just looked at me. He's like, bro, you just look like a llama. And just ever since then, it's stuck. I had like a high top fade and I think I've got a long neck. I reckon I look like a llama. Yeah, bro, that's all honestly get called that. That's all I get called back home. Just llama, lambs. Hardly hear my name. Or when I come to Tauranga, it's Brick.
Yeah, the brick.
Yeah, the brick. So those are probably the two popular ones.
What made him choose? It's pretty much the same question, but I guess they did say what made him choose league over potential Super Rugby and All Black gig in the future. Nice.
Wow. Well, it was there. No, I didn't have. No, it's one thing to try grind out for a Super Rugby spot and maybe All Blacks, but it's one thing to have a actual league offer
100%.
from a club like Melbourne. So it was just it was there.
Best hole at Kawerau Golf Course.
What? I haven't even played golf course.
But they sound like they're gonna be inside.
Yeah, I know.
I thought you were gonna go. Oh yeah, this one
13.
time.
If you know, you know. 13.
I know. What did you take away from the brotherhood at the Boys High Hostel?
Yeah, just the brotherhood. The hostel, bro. I don't know. That was a pretty influential part of my life, that place. So just brotherhood, culture, friends for life.
Man. Was Paul Bunn responsible for your singing? Keen to see what you do in the purple.
Singing or signing?
They said singing, but I guess they must mean signing. If you
Sounds
know
like
who Paul Bunn
yeah.
is.
Yeah, that was a recruitment dude. What was the question again? Was he
responsible for your singing, your signing?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was the guy that sort of reached out.
Right.
So I guess me and my agent, yeah.
What was the hardest thing you had to face in your time becoming a rugby player?
Change in lifestyle. I'm guessing if you're talking about becoming a rugby player as a professional rugby player, definitely a change in lifestyle, habits. Yeah. Oh, and in saying that, professional rugby, looking after your mental health, bro. For real.
Nice, G. How much did Simon Geddes inspire you to become a pro athlete?
A huge lot.
That's insider.
Definitely an insider. And Simon Geddes, Texas coach.
Shout out to Maihi Araroa.
Oh, he's a bad man, Mahi.
That's pretty much it, G. So just want to say thanks for jumping on, bro. Busy man at the moment. It's your day off, so appreciate your time, brother.
Yeah.
Appreciate you
Sweet as, bro.
chewing the fat with me, chopping it up. Wish you success, bro, and I'll hear from you soon. We'll keep in touch.
Hard. Stay in touch, bro.
Mean brother.